What is up, YEG Alberta? Guys, we are back. I know it's been a little bit of time, but I am super excited to be back on here with y'all for another episode of Exposed Weekly. Guys, if you don't know, my name is Daisy and I'm going to be your host for tonight, okay? And we are going to be bringing up our guest pretty soon here, guys. I know you guys are excited, but before we get to all that good stuff, you know, the 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 snack, the dessert, the main course, we have to go through our 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 checklist of all the things that we need to cover before. Okay. First off, guys, because we don't want you guys to forget that tomorrow is Friday, which means that tomorrow is Featured Friday, okay? And Fresh Friday. If you're wanting to be featured on our page, send us a message, reach out to us. We would love to share what you are doing because you guys are doing some incredible things. You guys have been working hard and you deserve to be seen, okay? So if you have a new project coming out, you have something that you're working for, that you're working on, or you just like, I want to share what I'm doing. I've been doing this and I just want to share it. It doesn't matter if you shared it last week. It doesn't matter if you shared it the week before. We still want to share it, okay? Because you deserve to be seen. Okay, guys? Also, guys, if you guys are wanting to ever come on here, if you're a creative or a business community leader and you're like, I want to come on Exposed Weekly, I got a story to tell, okay? I want to share with the community what to do, okay? Reach out to us. You can DM us. You can email us. We would love to have you come on here and have a conversation with you. We will be cutting back a little bit on our actual weekly episodes, just with the holiday season coming up and all that good stuff, spend time with your families, y'all. But we are so excited to finish this year off strong with y'all. And just get ready to have an incredible new year. I just want to thank you to everyone who's been rocking with us, everyone who's been tuning in, showing love to our guests, because that is what it's all about, shining light on the incredible community leaders that we have, because we have some pretty amazing people in our community doing incredible things. And guys, I don't know if you guys saw who is coming on today, but I just know that this is going to be a good one because I have been so excited, okay, to have this guest come on, because I am a huge fan of their music. And guys, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to say this many times through this live, okay? But you're going to want to go and check out their music after this. I promise you, you will not regret it. But guys, I won't get, I'll chill, okay? C Tribe is saying, let's go. Daisy, get off. No, I'm kidding. But guys, let's do this, okay? Fingers crossed, no technical difficulties, okay? Let's bring up our guest for episode freaking 28 of Exposed Weekly, Cxtotheworld. Let's do this. Okay. Hello, how are you?
How y'all doing?
Good. Thank you so much for coming on tonight and just having a conversation with us. I am so pumped. The whole entire Exposed team is just pumped to have you on here. So thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys having me on here. It's a real pleasure and an honor.
No, anytime. So I guess let's just get started, because I know everyone is freaking pumped for this. Tell us about yourself, what you do, and all that good stuff, because I know there's some people on here who may not have heard of you, but just letting you guys know it's your lucky day.
I appreciate the compliments, but I'm Cxtotheworld. I'm a rapper from Edmonton. You already know, hometown, homegrown. But that's all the only acclaim I've got so far. The rest of the titles I think I haven't earned yet, so more to come later.
What? Guys, no. This guy's an incredible rapper, okay? Incredible creative. Like, does no. No,
True,
you
but I think you
definitely
have to.
earned it.
I think people use those words too much, like artist and creative. I think those are things you have to earn. I don't think you just
You
start
earned
off
it.
with, right?
I'm letting you know
Yeah,
you earned it.
I
Guys,
appreciate that.
if y'all are feeling what I'm saying, I need y'all to comment down below because we need to let them know what to do. So can you tell us what is your favorite part of being an artist?
Honestly, just seeing something like an idea come to life. I think that's my favorite part. At least for me, that's my favorite part. It's just like having something that's in my head or I want to get it down, and then once I see it, after I've done it like 100th time, actually see it come to what I wanted to. That feeling you get, like that gratification, of like, oh, I made this, is just the best part for me, at least.
No, 100%,
But I don't like
100%.
that it takes like a million tries, but when it happens, it happens.
No, I feel you on that. So tell us, like, how did you get started? Like, when were you like, okay, I want to create music. Like, I want to put myself out there, release music and all that good stuff. When did you know?
I never knew. I had friends who kind of I want to say forced my hand because I was for the longest time I was just a closet rapper. I made 100 songs and I was just like that guy's like it's not perfect enough. It's not perfect enough. Not yet.
Hmm.
It wasn't until I had like outside intervention that are like, nah, you have to put something out. That I eventually, I think I only started putting it out at least. I want to say 3 years ago. I've been rapping longer than that, but I think I only started
Yeah.
putting it out. I want to say 3 years, maybe 4.
Wow. That's incredible. And honestly, I think some artists, tend to be perfectionists where it's like, okay, no, I can't do this. It has to be perfect. This has to be out. I can't put anything out. But it's like you don't even realize how incredible your stuff is. But as artists, we tend to be a lot harder
It's
on
a bad habit.
ourselves,
I mean, everyone wants
you
every
know?
song to be perfect, but I think there's something great about showing people your progress also, because
Yeah.
people want to see how you started when you started rapping and like how you are now, right? That's why people are such fans of like your favorite artists' older tapes, because it's great to hear where they started and how far they've come, right? And I think a lot of us are trying to cheat the process. We just want to
Hmm.
be amazing off the bat, right? First single, we went multi-platinum. Everyone wants that story of like, one and done. Like I just went first
Yeah.
one and everyone loved it.
Yeah. No, 100%, 100%. Like it is not easy to be an artist or creative in any sense. Like there's a lot of work that has to go into it. There's a lot of money that has to go into it, a lot of marketing, and shout out to your people for pushing you to start putting out music and going out there because honestly, yes, we love all that you create and we love all that you do and we're very proud to have you a part of our community and have you as a leader that other artists can look up to, find inspiration in, and all that good stuff.
I appreciate the compliments, but I think honestly, it doesn't matter how good my songs are. I'm still at the same point that most of these artists are. Right? We're still at the same point. Even if we make good music, we still haven't got the audiences that we wish we had currently,
Mhm.
and we're still in good struggles. You can make as good songs as you want, but if nobody hears them, you're not any different than anybody else, right? I think that's one of
Yeah.
the major struggles, at least of being creative, is understanding that in this point in time, just good music is not enough, right?
Mhm. No, and that's so true because it's one thing to create a song that's like, yes, this is it, but the whole marketing side of things is a whole nother thing. Getting it out there, getting it to the right people, because you can even have your music out there, but it may not be in the right spots,
True, it might not be in the
or
right circles. It
depending
might
on
not
who you
touch
are.
the right ears, right?
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of like your music that you have out and all that good stuff, what would you say is your favorite creation?
Honestly, none of them. I am a hater of all the songs I make.
What?
Like I said, you guys should thank Alex because he's the reason most of these songs come out. I honestly hate most of the stuff I currently make.
What? Shout out Alex.
Yeah, you guys should thank Alex. He's definitely the reason that most of these songs come out. It's not like I'm like, oh, it's garbage. I have a problem in my head. It's like, no, I can do it better. I can do it better. But it becomes like, you've sat on the song for a year. It's been so long that it's outdated now. You can't even put it out. So Alex is definitely like the pushing force. Was kind of like, well, this is good. Just put it out. He knows it's just gonna sit on my computer if he doesn't force my hand.
No, definitely huge shout out to Alex, like for pushing you and getting that music out there, because I know that I'm always pumped whenever I see you create something. And I can say, guys, just in case you're wanting to know my favorite creation of yours, it's definitely My Side. That's my favorite song. I bumped that quite a bit when you first put it out. I was a little bit really into it. But guys, you guys are going to want to check out, like I said, I'm going to mention this many times, but you're going to want to go and check out Cxtotheworld. Go check out his Instagram, give him a follow, stream his music, because I promise y'all, you won't regret it. And Alex knows, okay?
He knows. Alex knows all. He knows the vault. He's the only one probably who knows the vault.
So can you tell us about your Life's a Mess EP? Like, how did it come about? What's the story behind it?
That honestly, that was just like the current circumstances of my life. That's just how I was feeling at that time. Going through the pandemic and then dealing with a lot of stuff through it, and it just felt like, especially I think that was like one of my extremely bad months, and I just felt like life's a mess, and I just wanted to put it on a short tape. It actually was not a tape. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it was not a tape. These are like separate sad songs. And then I just thought about, I was like, it sounds like a mess, and then I made it Life's a Mess. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all and pretend like I sat down here and made the whole thing. It was a series of songs that are around, and then I listened to them like, these would sound really good together.
That's awesome. Hey, that's the great part of having a vault. You always have stuff that you can bring together, and it may not always when you create the one song, but once you start putting stuff in the vault, you're able to see, okay, here, this song will go with this one. I can create a project out of this, and I'm sure that you have many projects that you could create from all the.
I've had many canceled projects that were supposed to come out that didn't come out.
Well, hopefully we'll be seeing more, because I know we would all like to. I know that you've performed a little bit too. I know probably not as much as you'd like to, just with everything with the pandemic and all that. But can you tell us, what would you say is your favorite performance to date?
I think the last one I did, definitely. I did it with a homie who hit me up, Ned. He just had a show, and he hit me up about a month before. Now, I don't know why. It was a different from how I usually did it. I usually it's usually like empty verses and me rapping over it. But I actually felt super unprepared. For some reason, I hadn't performed in 2 years, and I was just feeling unprepared. So I left all the vocal tracks in the background. And then I remember that night, it was Wally was performing, Selassie was performing, and there's 2 other bands that performed that night, and they all had open tracks with amazing performances, and the pressure started getting onto me, and I was last, right? And I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? So I just kind of just went with it, and I just went straight for energy. I was like, fuck it, if I'm not rapping over these things, and I'm gonna make sure everyone has a good time. And it worked out well. But the secret, though, that nobody knows, and I'm gonna tell you, I hate performing. I
really
hate performing. Yes.
What?
Every time I have to perform, everybody who knows me, I get mad. I don't know why. It's just like it triggers me. I do not like performing. And I know it sounds stupid because everyone's like, that's like the bread and butter. Like everyone loves to perform. Usually every artist wants to perform in front of 60,000 people. I don't want that. That just sounds terrible.
You're like, let me just put out my music and leave me alone, people.
If I ever get to a position and you guys wondering why I'm not performing, you can come back to here, and the Daisy will let you know the secret that I do not like performing. I'm gonna let that be known.
Wow. Honestly, that is definitely, I think, a first from from an artist to say. But I honestly, I understand it. I get it. Because it's a lot of pressure and whatnot, and also like being around. Um, I don't know. I'd like to say I'm like an extrovert
Yeah,
introvert mix. But I know for someone who's not, and who's more introverted, they probably wouldn't like, especially being around like crowds and whatnot. I know that for me, I just get nervous when it's like a smaller group. I'm like, because you see everyone. Like, I'm
yeah.
like, it's not like you're like, oh, looking, and you're just like, wow. It's like, no, everybody has their attention on you, and you can see everything, you can hear everything.
See, for me, that's the weird part for me though, is that I don't. It's not like I get nervous. It's not like I
Mhm,
don't know what to do, but
mhm.
it's like this feeling. It's like an overwhelming feeling of like I don't like this. It's never been a thing because like I've had to perform. I've only performed a handful of times, but each time I'll come on it. I'll do exactly what I wanted to do, how I wanted it to do. Of course, I could have done it better, but you could always do something better later. But
Yeah.
it's like for some reason, like you could even ask my girlfriend. She'll tell you like on those days, everyone avoids me because I'm just like no one wants to piss me off because they already know I'm in like for some reason I'm just in a bad mood.
That's
I can
so
never
funny.
explain it. It's just like this feeling like overwhelms me. And like I don't have a
Wow.
problem with performing. I don't freeze up.
Yeah.
I don't do none of that. Like I get nervous like 5 minutes before, but as soon as I touch the mic, it's like we're going. It's too late
Yeah.
now. We sinking here. Let's just go now.
That's so funny. Everyone's like, stay away. We'll see you
Yeah,
at the show.
yeah. I tell everybody like in that sense, I'm a diva. Just on performance day, leave me alone. I told
Right.
Alex, because Alex is like, man, you're gonna have to tour. Like we're gonna have to start our careers. It's like, oh, good. But I was like, yo, everybody leave me alone. Don't talk to me.
Every single
Everybody leave
day.
me alone. Yeah,
Don't chat.
yeah.
That's so
No,
funny.
if I have to wear a sign that says "Leave me alone," I'll do it. See you later.
That's so funny. So on your journey of like creating and all that stuff, how do you stay creative? Like, how do you continuously create new content?
I think that's the biggest struggle, or like one of the biggest
Mhm.
struggles, at least, as being an artist. For me right now, like I'm having major writer's block, but the way I continuously try to get back in the zone is listening to music. That's the one thing that seems to always at least get something going is when I can
Mhm.
hear other people and how they're doing it, and like you know, pull from their inspirations. Sometimes it's just sometimes when somebody says something, it just clicks in your head. Like you'll just be
Yeah.
doing something. I find a lot of inspiration doing random stuff. Like if I'm vacuuming for some reason, something will just come to my head. But it's just
Wow.
music and doing stuff, and that's usually how I try to at least
Yeah.
get that like creative motion going sometimes. Especially we're all artists, and it gets hard. Like you get
Mhm.
like sometimes there'll be like a month where you're like, yeah, I can't come up with nothing.
Yeah.
But I find that like trying to find sources outside of just yourself is a big help, at least for me.
No, no, and I completely agree with you on that because honestly, I find inspiration from like other artists, like even you, like Solasi, K Riz, like
Yeah,
so many artists here. Like I'm like, I listen, I'm like, okay, oh snap, they came out. I'm like, it's not even necessarily my genre that
yeah,
I do or whatever, but I'm like, okay, I feel like you can feel the emotion and stuff. I don't know, it gets something going in me and stuff like that. And then I have like my singers that I listen to and stuff. I'm like, okay, I see they did this. I'm like,
yeah.
I want to try and see what I can come up with that because
That's
I
good
know
though,
that.
because like I'm not gonna lie, I'm a low key like super competitive person. So sometimes I love like if I love the more people from Edmonton performing at a show that I'm at, the more likely I'm gonna get better. Because as soon as I see that
Yeah,
these guys are killing their performance, like again, I was there with Selassie and Wally,
yeah,
and I sat there, I was like, no, like I'm not gonna let them outdo me. It's not like I'm trying to shit on them. It's
yeah,
just it's like bro, it's like I enjoy these guys' music so much, and like they were motivating me. I was like, no, we're
yeah.
not getting outdone tonight. That's not gonna happen, right? And I enjoy that. That's why sometimes I'll just listen to these guys' music and I'll just hear how good it is. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna make one. Nah, I don't know.
No, and it's good because it's helping each other
Yeah,
grow as artists because I'm sure they're like, yeah, I saw CX to the
yeah,
world perform and he had such great energy and it's like I need to go and give that energy.
yeah,
You see those artists that perform and you're like, oh snap, like I thought my performance was something, but then you see someone come on, you're like, oh, they did that, that's really smart, and then you just go and you tweak yours, and that's all about all that it's about is learning from each other, growing with each other, and a little bit of healthy competition, as long as we're supporting each other. I think that's what it's all about. Like I think, you want to be better as an artist, or even as a
Yeah,
creative, or as a business owner, whatever it is that you do, you always strive to do better. And so if you can find people in your community that can push you to be better, then that's the goal, and that's what it's all about, because then we'll all grow together as a community and really, 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 really put YEG on the map.
it's on to come up soon enough. Soon enough.
I
It's
know,
bubbling right now. Soon enough.
it's about to come. I
Yeah.
feel it. I feel it. Everybody's been working very, very hard throughout the pandemic and everything, and even before that. But I feel like there's like this new like drive in everyone, and I'm loving to see it. I'm loving all the projects that are coming out from everyone. So I'm super pumped about what's coming. And speaking of like motivation and all that stuff, who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
As far as biggest inspirations, honestly, there's a lot of people. The list is long, very, very, very fucking long. But like it's some of the usuals and maybe some of the not. But like Kendrick Cole, Nina Simone, like Bob Marley. Like
Mm,
there's just so many people. There's just the list could go on forever because I don't think anybody really has one inspiration because
mm-hmm.
you haven't just heard one song in your life, right? You've heard a million if you like music. You've
Yeah,
heard fucking hundreds of millions possibly, and you're probably going to pull inspiration from every single song you've ever heard, regardless of whether or not you're actually realizing it. There's nothing new under the sun, so you're pulling inspiration from something at all time. So I don't think anybody really has just a select few core inspirations. It's impossible unless you only listen to five songs. Then maybe you
yeah.
could tell me that, right? But if you're constantly listening to new people and new genres and new songs, then your inspiration list technically is endless.
Yeah. No, and that is such a true point. Because I feel like when I ask a lot of people, they're like, I don't know, like there's so
Yeah,
many, and honestly, I feel like it's always changing, because you find new inspirations, like you said, there's new music that's coming out, there's new artists that are coming out. So there's so many different ways and so many different people to be inspired from. And then it's like what you see on the mainstream, and
yeah,
then you see what's happening in the community, and you're just like, okay, yeah, there's definitely a lot of places that everyone can get their inspiration from. So I completely hear that. So being a Canadian artist is definitely not easy. Being an artist, period, isn't easy.
true.
But can you tell us some of the struggles you've had to overcome being a Canadian artist?
I think one of the biggest things, at least from being from Edmonton, is that nobody knows what the fuck that is. Like, especially when you speak about Canada, it's Toronto, Vancouver, and then apparently everything else is igloos to most people. Right? Everything
I'm
else
like,
is
sometimes they know
yeah,
Calgary. I'm like, we're
yeah,
just
yeah. We're big. We're better than Calgary. Don't talk about Calgary. Bro. Don't talk about Calgary. Edmonton's a lot down. But yeah, so like most people, we ride mooses to work. It's the ridiculous, but it's definitely a lot more difficult because you're not only trying to prove people that you're a good artist, but you're a good artist coming from God knows where, right?
hmm
And especially in our environment, where honestly, Edmonton's not a very inviting environment, at least to people who want to rap or whatever creative venture. It's almost like they're more likely to support you once you've made it, but they're not the type of people to build you up, right? Because you see a lot of, especially in the States, you see like one, if they have even one guy who is decent, god damn it, they will champion this man like you've never seen before. They will run behind him because they'll treat all of them like they are the last great hope. But in Edmonton, it's not the same like feeling. It's more of like, no,
Mhm.
you have to prove to us that you're even worth any time. And then if you make it and somebody else validates you, then maybe we'll think about saying you're okay. Right?
No, and I hear that, and honestly, I feel like our community is slowly
Yeah,
getting better and stuff like that, and we're able to come together a little bit more. Because I know even like a few years ago, it was way more separated
yeah,
and stuff like that. And I know even from like the hip hop, if you're a rapper, like that side of things, especially in Edmonton, Alberta, it's not something that is was really like,
no,
you know,
honestly, it wasn't until like last couple of years that I really saw bars inviting like rappers to come perform at their
yeah,
places, right?
yeah,
Every time I went,
exactly.
it would be some sort of rock band or alt rock band
Exactly.
or country band or whatever it
Yeah,
was. Like it wasn't until the last 3 years, I think,
yeah,
that venues started becoming more inviting to look for local
exactly.
artists to perform. Right?
No, exactly. And that is definitely an amazing shift
Yeah,
that's starting to happen, because it definitely opens up opportunities because, artists need to go out and perform because even when you go and you're like, okay, I want to go and get this next opportunity. It's like you go to certain people and they're like, okay, so where have you performed? What have you done? And it's
yeah,
like, okay, I put out music, but you haven't necessarily gone out there.
mm,
And so it's good because now artists can finally start getting that experience, getting that exposure, and on a whole nother different level because there's so many people that you're going to reach in these, bars, restaurants, at wherever it may be that you wouldn't necessarily reach if you were just on social media,
yeah,
because sometimes those people don't even know that you're what they need.
yeah. It's true. I mean, like the real life connection is something that every artist truly needs, right? Is
Yeah,
every time you go to a bar, even if you can only pull one person, that's one more fan you can add to someone, or
exactly.
one more person you can add to supporting you, right? Those things are, and I think a lot of artists at least underplay the value of one more person, right?
Mhm.
Because I think we're all trying to win the war of like, we want 1,000 supporters right now, but we don't want to take the steps of just understanding it's just one at a time, right?
Yeah.
So every time we perform at a bar, shit, I might tank, but I'll be able to convince at least one person that I'm worth giving a shot, right? It's
Yeah.
just another gateway into your music that I think a lot of people don't take advantage of. Also, I understand it's scary. Like getting on the stage is terrifying. It is
Mhm.
terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying getting on that stage. The lights are bright. It is hot. Your throat is killing you, and you now have to perform eight
Yeah.
more songs.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I always have my tea with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, especially when the lights and you're like, oh my
Oh my
gosh,
god. I
I
think
was
that's
perfect before and now I'm sweating
yeah.
everything.
One of my least favorite parts is like I'm trying to look at these guys while the lights are hitting me straight in the pupils. I'm like, yo, because I actually want to ask some people like, can you turn them down? Like, now I understand why they're always wearing sunglasses on stage. I thought it was stupid, but
Right?
now I get the reason for
You're
it.
like, you need it.
Yeah,
You need it. No, and I definitely hear that. And that's a thing. Is to remember to celebrate small successes. Cause I
yeah,
think, like you said, like, artists sometimes just look at, oh, I want 1 million followers, I want 1 million streams per month and stuff. But it's like, in order to get to 1 million, you need to start at one. Like
yeah.
you got to start somewhere, and it's not like you're just gonna jump to the million. There's if you're doing, you're getting a few more followers each day, you're gonna get there sooner or later. But if you stay focused on the whole picture, you can get overwhelmed and
You
consumed
get
by it.
lost in the sauce. It's a very
Yeah,
scary thing to think about it, right?
yeah.
But it is a marathon. It is long
Hmm.
distance. But it is. I understand because it's very very scary if you think about it, right? Because
Yeah,
some of us, I'm assuming you and a lot of people are probably in 5 years plus trying to make it, right? And it's a very scary thought. Like every other day, you're thinking about, like, damn, it's been a while. Is this going to be the one? Is the next song going to be the one? What is it going to take? And then you start trying to validate it, but then your fears are coming in, or whether or not you're wasting time. And you're trying to balance all these things. Uh,
sick, sick. That was sick. Oh my gosh, this happened last week too. Sorry, 1 second.
no problem.
Oh my gosh. Instagram is actually a hater.
It doesn't want to see you shine.
No, every single week it
It
plays.
does it.
Yeah, like it did this last week too. And I'm like, now it doesn't save it, but I guess it's saved. That's the perk of having it on
Yeah.
Facebook because it's recording everything. I'm like, wow, okay. Okay, let's try this again. Oh my goodness, guys. Sorry. I don't know what happened. It got dropped off.
A
Okay,
little bit of technical
have
difficulties.
gifts back. Guys, like I said, every single episode, what is exposed weekly without technical difficulties. It's not very fortunate when it happens this late. But you know what? It's okay because we have backup. So we're gonna put up the full recording after. So guys, do not fret, okay? But sorry, let's get back into it. Um I know we were talking about just struggles with the Canadian artists and whatnot, and how it's scary to put yourself out there as an artist and all that good stuff. Um, I guess actually we had some questions that we checked to see if our audience had any questions for you, and one of them was how do you plan on breaking through?
I think, at least for me, at least right now, I'm gonna start focusing more on the visual side and the marketing side of my music, at least, because I'm just somebody who's probably not known for the music videos, and I probably should add a couple more. But also, like, actually expanding my knowledge of like the music industry. I think that's something that me and a lot of other artists actually lack, is the actual knowledge of how to break yourself into the industry,
Yes,
right? It's
yes.
not enough to just be good, right? And
Mhm.
that's just the sad truth, is that you need to have some knowledge, especially if you want to put yourself later in a position when you actually make it and people are offering you contracts and stuff, so you don't end up in a terrible deal.
Yeah.
To fill yourself with this information that could help you down later down the line. But yeah, that and more music. That's not gonna stop for me. As long as I can rap, I'm gonna put it out, and and build myself a good little catalog. So when people do eventually find me, they can go down that rabbit hole as far as they want to go.
No, no, and we cannot wait for more projects to come from you. Like, super, super excited to hear that all you continue to create because you have been doing some incredible, incredible things. And I know that it's just a matter of time for you. I know that for sure. But can you tell us like what's your long term goal as a creative?
Uh to push it as far as I can go. That's my long term goal. My long term goal is honestly just not take my foot off the gas and take it as far as she will go, to the absolute top, and if so, farther than that. So I don't really want to put a limit on my creative scope. I just want to keep pushing my music as far forward as I can, and just keep exploring the sound until I absolutely am tired, sick, or dead. It's one of those options. I just love music too much to see it just
Yes.
get to a level and then kind of call it quits. As long as my lungs still work, I'm gonna continue to rap. And if I decide to let it go, you guys should know that I really mean that. It's not in me anymore. But yeah, but
Wow.
those are my long term goals. Is really to make it and take it as far as humanly possible. Maybe even seeing some things that no one else is seeing. Right?
Yes, no, we love it. We love it. And we're here to support you anyway. So, whenever you have a new project dropping, if you have a show that's happening, please send it our way because we want to share it with the community and let them know what you're doing because you have been working hard. Your hard work is not going unnoticed. And you deserve to get the light and the flowers that you deserve. Okay. So my next question that I have is a little bit hard, as I always say, because this is kind of like that inspiration question. But
Yeah.
um, who would you say are your top five local businesses slash creatives?
Top five local businesses and creatives. Let's see here. Top five: Samasi, K Riz, Arden. Who else I got in my top five that I'm really really liking right now? I really like Richie, Uptown Richie. Richie Paulo, I think is his actual rap name. And then, man, we could keep going, man. Wally, Soul Fried Chicken, Steel Wheels. What else to go? Habisha Market. Yeah, I'm really from Edmonton. This is not even hard for me. Like, don't even try to play me with this stuff.
You're like, how long
Uh,
we
yeah,
got?
how long we got here? What else is local up in here? Who is it? Is it Kimmy Cosmetics? I can't remember. I bought some from my girlfriend. Damn, give me a second. Yo, Sabrina. Ah, she can't hear me. Never mind. I tried.
You're like, what's
I can't
that
remember.
business? No,
Can't
we love
remember her
it.
name. What else is local that I really like? Blandino's doing this thing. Who else is up in here? There's probably some people in here that 80 Perp. I'm a big fan of. Um, who else? TK. OG Jonah's doing this thing. But as long as they're from Edmonton and they can make some good music, or if they make a good product, I will support it. Who else? Lunch. I bought their sweater. What's that place? Your friend Kimmy. Is it Kimmy Cosmetics? What's her name? Juicy what? Wait, give me a second. She's pulling up the facts right now. Sorry.
No, get it. And guys, do not
Juicy
worry.
K?
We're gonna put
Juicy
them down.
K Cosmetics. There you go. Juicy K
Okay.
Cosmetics right there. Who else it is? Who else did I buy? Black Void. She's a painter. She actually painted the thing on my wall. Obviously, you guys can't see it. And there's another painting I need to continue to pay for and purchase from her. Who else is really good in the city? I bought some more equipment. Damn, I can't remember all their names. I think it's like Yoon Studios. Cordell is doing his his thing. Visual Bread is doing their thing. Who else is in here? I think it's one of the guys. His name is Tino. He's doing this thing. Damn, man. I could keep going if you guys like.
I'm like, wowza, nowza, guys. Okay. We're definitely gonna have to get these after the live so y'all can go and follow and check out. Because as you can see, our community is popping, y'all. Okay. Cxtotheworld can go on for days, so you know that they're
like,
popping.
I don't understand. Like, I'm not gonna be fake. I'm from Edmonton, and if somebody else is from Edmonton and I can afford to buy it, I'm gonna buy it. I have sweaters from companies in Edmonton that are in my closet and I wear them. Man, it's what's the point? If I'm gonna pay $80 for that hoodie from that guy I don't know anyways. Might as well give it to these people. It's not that big a deal.
100%, right? 100%. It's all about helping our community grow and flourish and just building each other up. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing those, guys. Like I said, don't worry. Okay, you're gonna be able to come back and check out everyone so that you can make sure to go and follow all those local businesses and creatives. So my next question for you is, how can people find your music?
They can find me on Cxtotheworld, all letters, no numbers, all letters, Cxtotheworld on everything, on all streaming platforms, on all social media platforms, on the moon, on Venus, on Mars, in the ocean. You can find me everywhere, Cxtotheworld.
Awesome. So guys, if you aren't already, go and follow Cxtotheworld. If you haven't already, make sure you go download his music, buy his music, okay? Purchase it. Go and share with your friends, all that good stuff, because like I said earlier, guys, you won't regret it. Okay. I actually see we have a question. What is your favorite collab
that we've done so far?
Yeah.
I think my favorite one's probably Use Me, the one I did with Top Boy Poison. Some of my favorite collabs so far. But honestly, I haven't even done that many collabs. What I have? I think I have. How many collabs do I even have? I think I've only collabed with him. I'm trying to think of other people. Did I collab with other people? Yeah, no, that's my favorite collab. Oh yes, I was on Drifter's tape. I enjoyed that. This was a couple years ago. I was on Dark Drifter's tape. Yeah, those are probably two of my favorite collabs so far.
Yes, Roberto, you're right. We want to hear more.
This is true. I'm a selfish person.
People are speaking. No, that's so awesome. And what kind of projects can we look forward to? Like where do you feel like you're heading next?
I don't know. I don't see my projects going in whatever direction my life heads in next, right? That's my biggest thing. We're definitely working on one. We're going to do Here for a Good Time too, which is going to be like a real short 2 songs. And then after that, I think me and Alex are going to buckle down. And I really want to do a longer mixtape. So I think we're going to go 10 plus on the next one. And that should be a good time. I'm excited for that one. He doesn't even know about that, so he's actually learning about it right now. I'm literally telling him the plan that he doesn't know about, but it's okay. You guys get exposed. Yeah, gets the scoop first before he does.
Woo! guys, we are exposing all the stuff that is happening with CX to the world. Guys, like I said at the beginning, this is gonna be a good live, and it has been incredible. Okay, as you guys can hear, we're getting the inside scoop here. You're not gonna get this anywhere else. Okay. um, and I guess I have one more question for you. And this one's my favorite question to ask because, I feel like everyone has a little bit something different to say. So what advice would you give a creative that's just starting out?
I think the biggest one is trust the process. It's going to be hard, it's going to be long, and it's going to be very difficult. But I think the ability to weather the storm is probably going to be the best thing that anybody could have. Like that's absolutely by far, whether you are good when you started or not, being able to weather the
Mhm.
storm is by far the best thing you could possibly have.
Yes.
Skill be damned. You can learn that. But if you are able to take the long haul and really, commit yourself to the thing and get ready for the tough times, I promise you'll be okay. Or at least you'll be a better person through it. I mean, I can't really promise that
Yeah.
somebody will be able to make a career or not, but I can promise you that regardless of if you make it or not, you'll come out a better person if you learn to
Yeah.
weather the storm of things that
Yeah.
you want to make happen.
We love that. Love, love, love that because it's so true. It is not an easy journey. It is a long one. And even just to get to that point where you're like, okay, I feel like I'm going somewhere. I feel like my hard work is paying off. That takes a while to get there. And then even when you're there, maintaining that is a whole nother thing. And then still staying relevant,
Yeah.
still creating new content. It's a lot of work. And then on top of that, there's life that happens, period.
There's a lot of things. I mean, I
And
think a good thing that everyone should practice is like creating new hunger, because I think a lot of people try
yes.
to run off the same thing. So let's say you were a struggling artist last year, and now you're in a better financial position. Your music is popping. You can't use that same motivation of like I was broke and I need to make it as your
Yeah.
new fuel. That thing's already burned up. You've already gotten what you said you wanted. You need to find new hunger. You
Mm,
need new motivation on what you need. What's the next phase of your life or your
yes.
next phase of your music? Your music, right? Or if not, you just sound like that dude who's forever reminiscing about stuff that's like 80 years from now. So, boy, you haven't been broken like 35 years. What are you even talking about anymore? Right? We want to hear about your new struggles. What happened when you found your money? What happened when, after you got everything
Mm,
you wanted? How did it feel? Like there's new hungers that need to be fulfilled, and I don't think
mhm.
enough people transition into the new, era of their music, right?
No, I love that. I love, love, love that you said that because, I never really thought about that, but that is so true because it's like once you hit that milestone and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, that's not my situation anymore. Like now I've leveled up.
Yeah.
So what's my next goal? And what are my struggles in that? Because I think, like you said, like the process, like you really have to trust it and also, you know, allow what's meant to happen and to go with it because you're going to learn, you're going to grow, and hopefully you're going to become wiser so you don't have to go back to that
Yeah.
beginning. And it's just all about leveling up and moving forward because if you stay in that mindset that you first started, you're not going to be able to move up as much as you want to because you're still going to be holding yourself back in
Yeah.
a sense. So I definitely hear that. That was amazingly worded from you. Oh, one last question, actually. um, what is your favorite genre?
All of them. All of
All of them,
them. Yeah. All of them.
even
So
country.
even I actually like country. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually
Okay,
listening to country earlier today. Yeah. I like
okay,
country. I'm not. I don't
okay.
know why. I just like it. Something about it just calls to me. I
Alberta.
can't tell you. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that.
I'm like you hear it. You hear it enough here.
You hear it almost enough times, but even then, like it's not like the lyrics. They have lyrics. They have good music, and it sounds good. I like things that whatever sounds good. Oh, except you know, maybe I could even live through that. Maybe unless it's like super extreme, like goddamn, like super uber sub genre. There's obviously some things I know, but I'm open to most genres. I'm open to most genres. At least taking a listen to hear it, right? Because you never know where you're going to find inspiration, and I don't know
That's
why
true.
I should just hold myself back on listening to something just because I think other people don't think it's cool. You never know where you're going to find your next masterpiece in.
Yes, yes, yes. No, I hear that. I hear that. As I can see in the comments, everyone is super, super excited about you just creating, and they want to hear more from you. I see Roberto is saying that you need to do a Janae Aiko, J. Cole type of record. Um, guys, like I said, go follow him, go spam his DMs. Just kidding. Get him to put out music. No, but seriously, go and follow CX to the world. Go stream his music. Go show him some love because trust me, guys, like I said, you're not
Help
going
me
to
pay the
regret it.
bills, guys. Listen to her.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Support your local creatives, guys, because honestly, they're working hard. They're working so hard. Thank you so much for coming on here and chatting with us,
I
sharing us a
appreciate
little
you
bit
guys
of
having on
your
me. It's been,
journey.
like I said, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. The conversation was
Our
amazing. I had a
No,
great
no,
time.
thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been something I've been really looking forward to. So I'm happy we could sit down. Well, like I said earlier, if there's anything that you're creating, anything you want to share, please, please, please send it our way because we wanna be there to support you in any way that we can.
I appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, you have an incredible, incredible night, and thank you so much again for coming on.
You too. Have a great night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Guys, that was CX to the world. What? Guys, I am pumped up. I love coming on here for Expose Weekly because honestly, all the creatives and businesses that we have come on here, like, just inspire me. Like, it's incredible. And every single person's story is different. And I feel like that inspires me more because I'm like, wow, this person took this route, but they're here. This person took that route, and they're here. And it's like incredibly because there's no one way to do it. You know what I mean? So guys, like I said, go and follow CX to the world. Okay, if you don't know how to spell that or anything, just go to our page, click the tag in our last post, okay? Um, and go and follow CX to the world. Go stream his music, go support him because we need to support our local creatives, our local businesses, and just our amazing community leaders because, guys, they are working hard, okay? And their hard work needs to be seen, okay? Like I said earlier, um, tomorrow is Friday. So Fresh Friday, if you have something going on, you have a show, you have a project coming out, you just want to share what you're doing or what you have been doing, come and DM us because we want to share it. We want to shed some light on you and expose you to our community. In addition, guys, hey, hey, hey. If you would like to be featured on our page, we would love, love, love to share what you're doing. So please send us a DM. We would love to post about you and just highlight you because you deserve to be seen. Thank you guys all so, so much for coming on here and rocking with us for episode 28 of Exposed Weekly with CX to the World. It has been an absolute pleasure. We will be back soon with another episode. So make sure you guys give us a follow if you haven't. If you have anyone that you feel should come on here, send them our way too, okay? But we hope you have an incredible, incredible evening. We shall see y'all soon for another episode of Exposed Weekly. Have a good night.